Very warm good evening to everyone. I hope all of you are doing great, and your preparation is absolutely on track. I hope so. And yes, of course, there are certain mitigating circumstances which are not in your or mine control. The postponement of the examinations per se, but let us see actually, because of all this postponement, as to how and what are we supposed to do right now, so that we crack this CLAT examination and get into our dream National Law University this year 2020. Many of you, of course, I'm sure know as to who I am. My name is Vaibhav Prakash, and I'm a alumnus of National Law University, Ranchi. I graduated in 2016, and I've been training law aspirants since the last 3 years or so now. So that's just a brief about me. I've been working with IMS full time for a long time now. Most of you know me already. Many of you might not know me. So just a brief intro about myself. Moving on. So let us address the elephant in the room first. Strategizing your mocks and analysis at this stage. See, this is the most crucial and the most important thing that you are supposed to do right now. Now, what you are supposed to do is take 1 to 2 mocks per week. It is not all about taking just mocks and more mocks. It's more about taking control and doing the analysis as well of the mocks that you are solving. So do not be, or do not chase rather taking only mocks and mocks. What you're supposed to do is follow the 5R rule for analyzing a mock. Now, what is this 5R rule? There are 5 streams, there are 5 subjects, different subjects from which questions are asked: English, quant, logical reasoning, legal reasoning, and current affairs, GK, general awareness. These are the 5 sections. Spend 1 hour to each section. Give 1 hour to each section, even to the questions that you were able to solve correctly, also to the questions which you were not able to solve correctly. So rather than just going towards and looking at what the answer is and what the explanation is, invest your time, give your efforts, put in your efforts by trying to figure out what the correct answer should be and why were you not able to reach to that correct answer. Because that is how, guys, you are going to develop your skills. You are going to develop an understanding of answering the question. It is all about the art of understanding and thinking, nothing else. Now, when you take a mock, it reflects your weak areas. Now, of course, I'm going to discuss during the course of this session as to what are your common weak areas that I as a mentor have encountered with all of you. So we'll be discussing that. But when you understand that what your weak areas are, those are the areas that you should be targeting. Those are the pain areas that you should be targeting and focusing upon. Now, it depends taking 1 or 2 mocks per week. So if you have not taken a lot of mocks by now, my suggestion would be, if you have taken only 1 or 2 mocks here and there, my suggestion would be start off with 2 mocks, increase to 3 mocks. There are sufficient mocks. We'll be launching more mocks, so don't worry at all. But following the 5R rule for analyzing the mock is the most, or rather I should put it across like the sense that it's quintessential that you sit for 5 hours to cover and analyze all your mistakes, even also the fact that the questions jo sahi hue hain, you could answer, or if you could have answered it in a better way. Was there a simpler way of looking at it? So this is one very, very important thing. Now, you should do this 5R rule of analyzing a mock even for the past mocks which you have taken so far. If you have not done this, start doing this. Start from here. And mocks will come at a regular interval, at a regular frequency, one being coming on Sunday itself. So do this for your previous mocks as well. So for example, you could score a 90 out of 150. So there are 60 questions which you could not solve. Now sit with those 60 questions and also sit with those 90 questions and see if there was a better way of solving that question. Was there some easier way of solving that question? This is the kind of effort that is required at this stage, guys. I hope I am clear when I say this. The most important thing is, do not fear taking mocks. Do not fear from the fact that you are not getting good marks, or you will be demotivated by the fact that you are scoring only 65 or 70. Do not have that fear, because fear kills more dreams than failure ever will. Please do remember this fact. Now, a question was asked to me in the very beginning of the session, that how much time one should sit and study, and how do I motivate myself. See, it has to be a self motivation that we are talking about right now. because of course there would be external factors, there would be external sources from where you'll be deriving motivation. So you may talk to your mentors, you may talk to your parents, you may talk to your friends who will be motivating you, but the most important thing is you motivating yourself. Now see as to what do you stand to gain from putting all the efforts right now. You get your dream college, you do not have to compromise. See and analyze as to what do you stand to lose if you do not work hard, if you do not put in your efforts. So if you want to be successful, find out what the price is and be ready to pay the price. So if you know that it is important for me that I'm not studied properly, I should sit for 6 hours, 7 hours to study, do that. If you feel that no, I've done enough hard work already and these are the pain areas where I should be focusing upon, and it would require me only 2.5 3 hours a day, do that. But do that analysis for yourself. You already know as to what you're supposed to do. Introspect, see where do you stand right now, and be ready to give everything out there which is there. Give your whole and soul efforts which are there, which you can give. Coming to the second problem or the second topic, so this is the most common issue which is faced, that how do I increase my reading speed and comprehension. Now, I'm sure that this is something which is happening with everyone. So there are 5 golden rules to speed reading. The first rule is stop inner monologue. Now, why have I said so? Inner monologue is when I'm reading something, the pace at which I speak is the pace at which I am reading. That is my monologue that is happening with myself. And why have I included this point is because a lot of students have over a period of time have asked me that will it be good that I mumble or I speak to myself and read, and I always say that please don't do that, never do that. The reason as to why you should not be doing this inner monologue with yourself is because the speed at which I am speaking right now, I definitely can read way faster than what how I'm speaking or the pace at which I'm speaking. So do not do this. So stop this inner monologue. Second golden rule is club the words. So you don't have to read one word at a time. It's not like one word. Okay, so I have to read 5 golden rules to speed reading. So I can club these words and 5 golden rules to speed reading, and see as to how my speed of reading as well as speaking increased. So start clubbing the words. I'll show you the example as well. Third golden rule is do not reread. Unnecessarily rereading the same thing wastes your time and also puts you under a lot of stress and simply wastes your time and efforts. Fourth is use peripheral vision. Now, what is peripheral vision is, so right now my vision is looking at this finger. So this is my direct vision. My peripheral vision would be something from here to here. That is what my entire peripheral vision is. So it's like a lateral vision that everyone has. You just need to work upon it so that you can very quickly skim through the entire sentence, having grasped it and read it. It is very important for me to just give an example here. I hope all of you know Theodore Roosevelt. He was a American president, and it is said for him that he would finish one book before breakfast every day, and would also read 3 to 4 books by the time he would finish his business in the Oval Office. By the time he would finish his work. So that is a kind of reading. Of course, I'm not expecting you guys, even I don't have that kind of reading habit, but yes, you can definitely build upon it. Pick up a book, start reading. The fifth golden rule is practice it with a timer. So whenever you are reading something, sit with a timer, time yourself, see as to how much time are you taking. The next time you do it, give yourself a little less time than what you took in the previous passage or the previous article or the previous essay or the previous 15 pages of a book. So start giving or start timing yourself, put a timer with doing it. And the sixth is just repeat this for the next 21 days straight, and trust me, your reading speed is definitely going to increase. Now let us understand with an example. Now, before I tell you as to how much time did you guys take to finish this second passage, you guys tell me, did you complete the first passage quickly or the second passage quickly? You can just write first or second. Majority of the answer which are pouring in is the second passage. There are few people who said first passage was something which we could cover and complete quickly. Also consider one fact in the previous passage is that it's a shorter passage than the second passage. Correct? It's a shorter passage than the second paragraph. Yet the amount of time that you took, the majority of the people took to complete the second passage was 14 seconds as against 18 to 20 seconds, somewhere around 19 seconds in the first passage. Now, why did this happen is because what I gave you a cue is I clubbed certain words telling you that focus on these 3 words at one go. Now, when you focus upon these clubbed, words, as well as when you look at your peripheral vision, you increase. So you stop talking to yourself. There's no inner monologue that is going on. What you focus upon are those 3 words and the peripheral vision. So that okay, after these 3 words, what are the other 3 words that I have to read? So slowly and gradually, now again, I completely understand that it is going to take some time to build upon this. But is it working or not? That is what I want to know, and that is something that you can write in the chat window now. Do you think that this is something that is going to help and work? 2 questions. One, I am unable to stop the monologue, and second, paragraph में ऐसे underline करके नहीं आएगा. Absolutely. And that is why I go to my 6th golden rule of the previous slide, wherein I told you are supposed to practice it this way for 21 days. Now, when you sit and do this practice for the next 21 days, you will not be needing this cue of the underlines. Your brain will be trained in such a manner that you will be able to read very quickly. Second problem is I could read it very quickly but could not understand it. Of course, the comprehension part of it. Again, this is something which you have done now again. See, inner monologue is something which has been taught to us from the very early age when we started reading and understanding, and it was done so that we could comprehend and understand as to what we are reading or what we are saying. So that inner monologue is something which we have created over so many years. Now it is going to take some time for you to get out of that zone and come into a new zone. So that is why I'm saying do it for a period of 21 days, and definitely you are going to benefit from what I have just discussed. So this is not something that you can do in a span of a day or something. It requires some effort, some serious efforts for you to sit. So right now you have already done a lot of practice about logical reasoning, of critical reasoning, of analytical reasoning, of legal, of GK current affairs, of English. You've done a lot of practice, exam-centric practice. Now what you need to focus upon is you have a lot of time at your disposal. Now what you're supposed to do is build up upon your reading speed, build up upon your ability to read quickly, understand and comprehend quickly. So do this for a period of 21 days, and then again for another period of 21 days till 50 days. And trust me, after 50 days, most of you already have my number, or you can always get in touch with me. Let me know if this does not work. Trust me guys, it is going to work. The peripheral vision, building upon your peripheral vision, building upon clubbing of these words and moving on quickly, not rereading the same thing over and over again, is definitely going to help you increase your speed and also the understanding. So once you stop talking to yourself, वो अपने आप हो जाएगा. Again, it's not like when I say that stop talking to yourself that तुम कुछ बोलोगे नहीं. Of course you will speak, but when you'll be clubbing these 3 words, वो automatically the speed in which you'll be talking to yourself, that is also something which will increase, and your brain will start processing the information that is there in front of you in the screen or the question paper. Now, this is one slide which I want all of you to take a screenshot of. This is very important. So I have suggested certain books for the next 50 odd days for you guys to read. Now, you don't need to buy or purchase, the hard copies of it. You can always do it with respect to your Kindle. So even if you do not have a Kindle device, you can use it on your cell phone. You can use it on your laptop or your tablets, whatever. Just download a Kindle app and start reading. There would be certain books which you'll have to purchase and read for, and it would be a worthy investment. Any investment on books are never a waste expenses. So read the famous 5 series: R.K. Narayan, Hardy Boys, Sidney Sheldon, Animal Farm, 1984, Agatha Christie's series, Robin Cook, James Bond series, Airport or The Hotel, Deception Point, Kite Runner, 36 short stories. India Unbound is a very, very important book which I want all of you to read for sure. This is non-fiction, guys. You can again pick up any books now. I'm sure Woodhouse is another author which is very, very interesting. He's a very funny author, so you can read him as well. So many of you may have read few books out of these. Many of you may not have read any of these books. This is just one suggested reading that I have given to you. You can always go here and there and read something else as well. The important thing being, do not treat it as leisure reading. Treat it with the perspective that you have to build upon your comprehension and you have to build upon your reading speed. So put a timer, club 3 words, 3 to 4 words, club 3 words, enhance your peripheral vision, and stop your inner monologue. That should be your whole and soul aim and idea with respect to when you are reading any of these books for language. There are 3 books which I have mentioned. All these 3 books are ones which I have personally read, and these are 3 amazing books which will definitely help you to think critically and laterally, think outside the box, think a little differently. So for critical thinking, I want all of you to read Freakonomics, Lateral Thinking by De Bono, and again by the same author, De Bono, Teach Yourself to Think. These are 3 books which you should definitely read. You can order a hard copy as well. You can read it over Kindle, or many of these books I'm sure would be available in a PDF format as well over the internet, so you don't have to actually invest a lot of money. But definitely start reading. So 50 days may at least your target should be to read 20 books from all of these. So 3 for critical reasoning, and pick up 17 books from what I have suggested so far. So 20 odd books, or 17 to 20 odd books is what you are definitely supposed to read in the next 50 days. There are certain other books in the legal segment that I will be telling you and showing you. Second, a very great source or a resource that you can share with your friends to read is the Magster magazine. You can take a subscription. 4 of your friends can pool in your money and buy it. You're going to spend like somewhere around $400 for a year to get access to so many newspapers and so many magazines. There are certain magazines which I would definitely recommend you guys to read. Would be the Time magazine, would be the Outlook, would be the Frontline, would be Yojana, and the 5th would be Economic and Political Weekly. These are 5 magazines which I would definitely ask you guys to read, and again practice the same thing what we have discussed. Now you are reading, I understand, I'm asking you guys to read a lot, and it may not be very interesting in the very beginning, but just do it for a period of 21 days. Just do it keeping in mind that we have to prove Weber sir wrong कि इतने 21 days पढ़ने से भी मेरी reading speed increase नहीं होने वाली है. Do it for 21 days just to prove me wrong. So you can also read all the newspapers here on Magster. So pool in your resources with your friends, and start reading these magazines or the newspapers which are available here. So all the e-version, e-copies are available on Magster. Coming to the third point, working on your general awareness. This is a very fun subject. Now I know it may not be fun for majority of you, but bear with me and try to understand as to how simplified have I done this for you guys. Now pick a recent event. I'm going to show the example as well, don't worry. So pick a recent event. Now bifurcate into 2 parts. One, what is the cause of that event, and what is the background to that event. Now I'm going to find out what caused that event as well as the entire background to that event. Now, when I'm looking at the cause of the event, I also look at any policy decisions of the government or any organization. So I also see what all organizations are actually associated with that news event, and what are the policies of that organization, or what are the policies of the government for that matter. When I'm reading background, I also read more about the persons who are involved and the place जहाँ पे ये पूरा event हुआ. So the must know things about that place. So for example, it happened in, say for example, Russia or US. So knowing as much as I can about that place. So six grounds, six laterals on which you are supposed to read any recent event: cause of the event, the background to it, the policy associated with it, the organization, persons involved, and must know about that place where the event happened. Now, coming to the question, now I'm pretty damn sure that all of you would be a part of the CLAT consortium Telegram group, and the CLAT consortium for 7 odd days, they said 10 days, but they gave sample questions for 7-8 days, on which this is a sample question that I have picked from general awareness. Now this is one event about the Republic TV and the entire controversy around Republic TV and Arnab Goswami. I am sure all of you are aware about this question. You would have seen that sample question on their Telegram group. So we do not actually have to read it. I'm just giving you a gist about it. So the FIR that was lodged against Arnab Goswami, he challenged it in Supreme Court as well. He got a relief from Supreme Court. Tomorrow again he's supposed to, now this is the most recent thing, that tomorrow he's supposed to depose before the Mumbai police. So this is the entire event. Now let us look at what are the types of questions. There were 7 questions that CLAT consortium asked. One, what is the name of the place that has been replaced with one in the above passage? So place. Background के अंदर मैंने तुमको बोला था must know about the places. So तुमने place पढ़ लिया. Under what article of the Constitution of India is the right to freedom of speech and expression guaranteed? Now this is something which you have already read again, but this is the background to it. तुमने background पढ़ा तो तुमको पता चला. So you knew it. Third is in connection with the death by suicide of which person? Again, person in news. Who was the person involved? Name of the statutory body that acts as self-regulation organization governing the Indian press. It is talking about the organization. Fifth, who is the current chairman of the body mentioned in the previous question? Person involved. Book authored by a journalist. Name of the book. Background. What is India's ranking in the annual World Press Freedom Index? नहीं पढ़े थे हम. उसमें किसी में भी आया नहीं. शायद background में पढ़ लेते, but this was like far-fetched. I think I could not have gone too far to know and understand that this question could also have been asked. But still, out of 7 questions, I could answer 6 questions. Because why could I answer 6 questions is because, again, coming back to this slide, I knew what caused the event. I knew the organizations involved. I knew the policy involved. I knew the background to the story. I read about the persons involved, and of course the places that are involved and must know things about that place. So of course it takes effort. It will take time. You will have to invest yourself. But then all of these efforts that you make today is what is going to make your examination, whenever CLAT happens, to be a very, very easy examination which you guys are going to sail through. So do not be wary off with the efforts. Now, if this effort takes you 6 hours, 7 hours a day, very good. You any which way do not have a lot of things to bother you, to bog you down right now. You are absolutely sitting idle and free. Invest that time. Now, the most important thing, what have you planned for you in general awareness? A question either where if I'll be taking some GK classes or not. I still do not know whether I will be taking or some other faculty will be taking. But let us look at as to what have we thought about you guys. Now, so one, we are going to provide you a list of all the important events since 2019 till May 2020, and we are going to do this very, very soon with you guys. It's a work in progress already. So you are supposed to read them, and by branching out as to just how did I explain to all of you. Second, what we as to what we are going to do, you and me. So once the CLAT consortium announces the examination date, we are going to start with your GA capsule classes. So all the important events, all the branching out, everything that needs to be done, in a capsule format, category wise, is what we are going to discuss. So we will have a round of classes, for the same, so that any which way they have promised that CLAT consortium is going to give you around a month's time to prepare before the actual examination. So 1st July ko whatever date they come up with, we will have at least 30 days of time to prepare, and we will start your GA capsule classes category wises, so that we'll be able to finish each and every important topic and all the branching out that could be done for all of you. So don't worry, we have a lot of things planned up, so a lot of things are coming up. But right now what you need to do is build upon your reading speed. Definitely start doing your general awareness preparation, and start branching out as to just how simplified way I explained to all of you. Coming to the 4th point, improving your critical reasoning skill. Now this is another question which you guys have, कि critical reasoning ना बड़ा difficult है, and why is it difficult is because critical thinking is opposite of regular everyday thinking. We do not critically analyze each and every situation. We do not think critically all the time. We do not think laterally all the time. We do not think in a reverse manner all the time. This is not how human brain works. So it is difficult because we do not think it that way. The more you practice, the better your critical reasoning skills are going to be. Now so for example, there's a set of information that is given to you. Now the source of these informations could be my observation. So I'm observing the surrounding around myself. I could make a passage and give it to you. It could be on the basis of my experience. The time when I represented my school in cricket tournament. 3rd could be my reflection, my introspection about my life's journey so far. 4th, the reasoning as to the reasons as to why I think death penalty should be abolished. 5th could be a communication that could be going on between you and me. So these are the different sources from information, sources from where the information will be given to you. Now what are you supposed to do? So first, you're supposed to conceptualize. In a critical reasoning question, talk to yourself. वहाँ पे you cannot say कि मैं inner monologue नहीं करूँगा. That would be the wrong way. So you will have to conceptualize. First, एक framework बनाओ कि ये entire observation है क्या. Then analyze कि ये author कहना क्या चाह रहा है. What is author trying to say and communicate in this. Synthesize that information. Apply your brain. Apply what author says, apply what you think, and see, and then evaluate as to what should your answer be. Now what is it meant to guide? Your beliefs and your actions. So generally तुम्हारे belief पे questions आएंगे या actions पे question आएंगे as to what should the answer be. So this is how you're supposed to look at critical reasoning. 7 ways to think more critically. First is ask basic questions to yourself. Whenever you read a particular passage, whenever you read my observation for that matter, ask basic questions to yourself. See what your answers could be. See what answers could come out of those basic questions. Second is question the basic assumptions that you already have in yourself. See, okay, now supposedly if you want to ask a basic question that why is he saying that death penalty should be abolished, it is very important that there should be a death penalty. It's very important. Criminals should be hanged till death. Question the basic assumption: why should criminals be hanged to death? Can there not be some other way of punishing them? Can there be some other brutal way of punishing them? So question these basic assumptions that you already have. Be in control of your mental processes. Be in control of how you think. It is the most important thing that you should not deviate from what the passage or what the author is talking about. Try reversing things. Like for that matter, the most classic example here which I can give to you is whether egg came first or the hen came first. Correct? So now for that matter, you say, no, hen came first. But then uske baad again question this basic assumption and ask yourself a basic question that if hen came first, it should have definitely come from something. It should have originated from an egg. Again, we will not, so it's a continuous loop. We do not know the answer to it. I'm just trying to say at times, thinking reverse or doing this reverse psychology also works. That helps you think very critically. Now evaluate the evidences that are in front of you. Do not go on to make your own assumptions. Do not start making कि अरे मैंने वहाँ पे कुछ पढ़ा था. No, don't do that. Evaluate all the evidences that are there in front of you, that are there in front of you in the question paper. The most important thing, remember to talk to yourself and think for yourself. So if you do not have this inner monologue with yourself in critical reasoning, at times you are definitely going to go astray. So that is not something which you are supposed to. Talk to yourself, understand, evaluate, analyze, and thereafter apply. And remember, no one thinks critically 100% of the times. So don't worry, even if you are unable to critically think to all the questions, it's still okay. But please do remember the 7 ways to think more critically. Remember these things that we have discussed, and when you start reading those critical reasoning books that I have recommended to you, lateral thinking as well as Freakonomics, you'll understand as to what am I trying to say, how you should be thinking in a reverse manner, how you should be thinking and questioning the basic assumptions and asking basic questions. You'll understand that would be more of a practical thing. All right, so coming to the 5th point, what to do for legal reasoning or legal aptitude. Now this is one which I'm sure is pestering all of you. See, you guys are about to enter law school, so gear up. And all of you who are saying कि अभी ऐसे थोड़ा demotivated होते जा रहे हैं, interest कम होते जा रहा है, I can understand, because of all these postponement of the examinations, it is bound to happen. No one. So the examination for you guys are going to be doubly difficult. The reason why do I say this is because a lot of time is also not very good before the examination, because we tend to waste a lot of time. And secondly, the paper pattern has changed for you guys for the first time. So it is going to be difficult for you. And trust me, I'll be proud of all of you. Whenever you come out of the center writing your CLAT paper, irrespective of whatever the results would be, I'll be so damn proud of all of you. But right now, what we are supposed to do is keep our momentum and keep our interest in the field of law intact. Now, what are we supposed to do? Now, this is one question again in the sample paper on the Telegram group, which CLAT Consortium had put. It definitely deals something with IPC. Now look at the highlighted portion, towards the fag end and the extracted, the source part. They have given it kahan se? They have picked it up from where? It's from the Indian Express newspaper. Again, Indian Express is something which is available on Maxtor. So if you're reading, if you would have read, so okay, this is something which I had read. While my preparation, I had read this passage. So I can go ahead with. This is not a very difficult passage per se, to be very honest. So of course we know certain things about IPC, but we may not know all about 188 IPC or 505 IPC or 52 of the Disaster Management Act, जो कि वहाँ पे दिया हुआ है. Those are your principles that they have given to you. To questions like these, which you have not done so far, कभी भी, you can always keep it aside. You can do it at a later stage. There is no rush to do it. Try to find out those questions which are directly from torts, contracts, constitution, family law, criminal law, जो कि you have already studied and you have practiced a lot about. Now focus on those questions first. Thereafter you can come to these questions. So what you're supposed to do, if it is a new area of law from where it has been asked, keep it separate. Answer all the other questions. And to these questions, yes. Give time, take time, think before you go on to answer. And once you are done reading and understanding this entire passage, before you jump to the questions, just very quickly tell to yourself कि मैंने समझ लिया कि नहीं, as to from the top to bottom what is it that they are trying to convey. So as of now, what you're supposed to do is read any legal news you come across on standard newspapers like Indian Express, the Hindu, or the Know the Law section of Times of India is also good. So even that you can refer to. So but Know the Law section is weekly, वो एक बार आता है. So archives में जाके you can definitely read the know the Law section of Times of India and revise all the major topics which we have covered so far. It is 80% of the questions are going to be from there only. Trust me. And practice the mock questions for revision. So whatever mock questions you have already solved, again, revisit those questions, solve them again, practice and see if you remember the principles as to how it was applied. Now, what have we planned for you guys in legal reasoning section? Workshop enhancer classes are something which we have planned for you. There are 30 workshop enhancer classes, 29 to be precise. 29 workshop enhancer classes are there. Let me very quickly show that as well to all of you. So I hope this is visible to all of you. So this is your law enhancer workshops. There are 29 including ALET. There are 4 for ALET as well, which we have included. So 25 workshop enhancer classes, which we have planned for all of you. It is very, very important that you guys attend these workshop classes. Please do not think of not attending the classes and and then again saying ki practice nahi ho pa rahi hai. Please do attend workshop enhancer classes absolutely and mandatorily. There should not be any drop in those classes. Second new book on new CLAT pattern, जिसमें कि legal drills होंगे. There would be 150 odd questions in the legal drills. So CLAT 500 books. So this is the physical copy of this. We are trying to we are going to ensure that it reaches by between the last week of June to the first week of July. So you'll be receiving this book as well. So there will be legal drills which will be a good reckoner for you guys to practice legal reasoning on CLAT pattern. And from the next week onwards, there will be new topic tests on your MyIMS portal on the new CLAT pattern, and the legal reasoning is what you can practice from there. So don't worry, a lot of questions on legal reasoning are coming your way. Okay, now what are the books which I'm recommending on legal areas, legal fraternities, the books on legal issues which you should read in the next 50 days. So not many books I have suggested, but then again these are very, very interesting books. And trust me, John Grisham को छोड़ दो, एक book पढ़ी है. Except I have not read John Grisham in detail, but then again, except John Grisham, I have read all the books, and these are my personal recommendations. So Trial by Frank Kafka, Before Memory Fades by Falius Nariman was the book which I started reading before I joined law school, and this was the book which I had purchased and motivated me and made my resolve to study law even more stronger. So Before Memory Fades by Falius Nariman is something which you guys should definitely read. Neither Roses Nor Thorns is again autobiography of Justice H.R. Khanna, an amazing read which I think all of you should do. 10 Judgments That Changed India by Zia Modi is another phenomenal read. Learning the Law by Granville Williams is another book which, and of course John Grisham, क्योंकि थोड़ा interesting भी होते रहना चाहिए बीच में. So you should also read John Grisham. So all these are the books which you should be targeting to complete and read in the next 50 odd days. And trust me, it is not going to be very difficult कि तुम नहीं पढ़ सकते हो. So around 25 books which I have suggested, you have to complete one book in 2 days. And even if 300 is the average number of pages, you need to read 150 pages a day. And to read 150 pages, set a timer for yourself, try to increase your speed as much as you can. And you'll see that you'll be able to read one book in 2 days. It's not that difficult. Okay, the most important thing is clocking your studies. So time isn't the main thing, it's the only thing. It's the only thing that matters. So clock your studies. Be the most productive between 10 to 5 p.m. because that is when that is a time period between when all the examinations are going to happen. As of now, we don't know what is the exact timings of the entrance examinations are going to be, but we know that somewhere between 10 to 5 is what they are going to be asking. So read newspapers, read magazines, read your books, practice your critical reasoning, practice legal reasoning, practice maths, logic, everything what you want to do between 10 to 5. Thereafter, don't do anything. उसके बाद फिर बस Netflix देखो, chill करो, enjoy करो, कुछ मत पढ़ो, चलेगा. रात में सोने से पहले बस 1 घंटे या 45 minutes का revision कर लेना of whatever you had studied in the day, and thereafter you just sleep. And make this clock for yourself that I have to do a 10 to 5 ka job. Look at it as ki I am enjoying this task that has been given to me, and I'll just continue doing this between 10 to 5. That's it. Now, every article that you read or every question that you solve, set a timer first. So reward yourself. It's very, very important, to reward yourself when you achieve that target. And how and what is the ideal way of setting the time is, see for example, as to similar question को solve करने में last time तुमको कितना time लगा था. So if for example it took you say 1 minute of time, so give to yourself 50 seconds now. You cannot say कि यार same question को पढ़ के solve करने के लिए I'll do it in 20 seconds. It might not happen. Slowly and gradually, start giving yourself slightly lesser time than what you think is slightly lesser time than what you know that you are going to take. So if you think that I'm going to take 60 seconds, give to yourself 50 seconds. Try to complete. So that is the kind of urgency that you create to your brain, telling ki I need to read this, understand it, comprehend it very quickly. So that is how you should be targeting and challenging yourself. The seventh point, revision is the key mantra. इसका कोई substitute नहीं है. You have to revise whatever you have read so far, whatever you have done, whatever mocks you have taken, whatever topics, questions, whatever you have solved, you need to revise them. So remember, so to put it very aptly, something which I found, a quotation that I found on the internet today was, the first draft reveals the art, revision reveals the artist. So revision is going to be the most essential thing for you, and this is a very, very good time that you guys have to revise each and everything that is there to be revised. Now, moving on to the eighth point, what are the upcoming important sessions? Of course, I have shown you all the workshop enhancer classes that are scheduled or that will be scheduled slowly and gradually on your live.imsindia.com. Please don't miss them, because all the new relevant and pattern wise content driven classes are ESRA. So don't skip them at all. We will also be starting with group mentoring sessions. We have already started it, but थोड़े structure में नहीं हो पाया है. So to structurize the entire thing, we'll be distributing all of you in groups, and so according to your allotted group, we will be informing you very soon. According to the allotted group, start attending, meeting the mentors, asking your doubts, asking whatever issues that you have. Third is going to be the most important thing. Upcoming Sunday, 14th June 2020, All India CLAT Challenger 3 is going to happen. So that is something which you have to mandatorily take. And, try to improve upon your score as well as your rank. Because trust me guys, a lot of 2021 exam takers are solving or rather getting very, very good marks and ranks than you people. So, you guys need to buck up now. So don't lose that interest altogether. And I have seen this with majority of you guys. So 2021 aspirants are very, pumped up right now, and you guys are very lethargic. So don't go down that spiral drain. It's very bad, trust me. Okay, so to just wind up my session, now is the time when you develop yourself to the fullest. You have a lot of time to read. You have a lot of time to improve and inculcate good habits of reading, critically thinking, and developing yourself. Don't stress out. It's absolutely okay. Enjoy reading. If you don't feel like studying for a day, it's okay, but it should not be like वो continuation में चला गया. Sit for some time at least, and don't quit. Suffer now and live the rest of your life as a champion. This is what Muhammad Ali said. So suffer right now, and once you go to a national law school, you'll just look down this journey of this period, and you'll be reminiscing that this whole period and time, and you'll be very happy as to all the great things that you have achieved, and the great habits, the good habits that you inculcated. So I wish all of you the very best to come. The struggle that you are in today in developing is developing the strength you need for tomorrow.